Hello there, my fierce art family. Yesterday, the 8th of October 2023, I joined the Urban Sketch Gothenburg event and we went to the top floor of the city library where no other people can go except for those who are employees and who have high access to the place. About twice a month here in Gothenburg, Sweden, there is an urban sketch event. And it is the first time that I finally get to join them because the previous times I wasn't available, quite busy, or the weather is not at its best. So yesterday I was able to go meet the urban sketchers here in my city, and it was such a fun experience, and I'm really happy to meet urban sketchers and artists who have different styles, and they are all amazing. So right in front of you right here is the sketch that I made. So we had about 2 hours to do a sketching. I made a mistake actually. When I do sketching outdoors, urban sketching, I do it quite slow, especially if I started with a pencil. But sometimes I also do sketching straight with a fountain pen, which I think is what I should be doing. So this one, I started this with a pencil. And then after we said goodbye, then I decided to just stay over. And I did one more painting before I colored this one, or rather one more urban sketch. So I went to the second floor of the library, and our library is quite beautiful. And there's just so many different floors, different areas, different places, and this is awesome. And this is the one that I have created after we said goodbye, but this time I learned my lesson. So I sketched this one directly with a Sakura Micron 01. And yeah, I started sketching with that one, did not use any pencil at all. And of course, the people who are sitting on this area, a lot of them have been standing up, going to grab some book or whatnot, and then the people are replaced. So I try to do the best that I could to sketch them a little bit faster. This elderly woman who was reading there, she left a few times, so I was able to catch her standing. There is a guy right here who has a cap, and he's I think he was doing something with a laptop, same as this guy with the headphones and the green jacket. It's quite cold yesterday. It's already autumn time here in Sweden, so yeah, it's colder. And this is actually a man around the 50s, late 50s or early 60s, and he was reading a book. Yes, so I am actually sitting on this side right here, and I am by the window, and I'm really facing them. That's why I was able to capture this area. Here we have a shelf of books, and I tried to just capture it, and then those are rows, because that's like a hallway of it, and then there's like more books to the left side. And there was a computer at the corner. Låna means loan in Swedish. And then there is this guy who is assisting the people who are going to the library. And I really like this clock. I think this is when I started doing it, so I captured the time. And then there was some I can't remember if this is tables. I think there's tables, and then there's a guy who was texting there on his phone, and there's a guy standing, another guy on the other side. I was able to sketch him a little bit here, and this one is pretty close to me, so I was really able to see how that looked like. So that's the sketching that I made. And for this sketch, I used my Artist on the Go palette, which is now being sold exclusively at Wester's Art here in Sweden. If you wanted to order, I can give you details. You can message me on Instagram at The Fierce Art, or Instagram at The Fierce Arts. If you don't have Instagram, I have Facebook. It's The Fierce Art as well. And this specific one has an aluminum case. And then the inserts are 3D printed, and there is a separate mixing plate. And you can easily put it inside because it's specifically made to fit right there. And even this swatch card that I laminated together with a mixing chart over here for the colors that I have. So I have them right there. Yeah, I kind of made a mistake with the colors that I have in here because I do not think that I really need a burgundy ochre, but I haven't really tried burgundy ochre so much. But I was like, oh, maybe I could put it in this palette since I can use it quite often. But I find it not so necessary on this palette. But the colors that I have in here, let me just put this down so perhaps we can talk about the colors that I have chosen for my on-the-go palette. So I have buff titanium, and then I have aureolin, a quinacridone red, French ultramarine, a serpentine genuine, and a Payne's gray over here. I love the Payne's blue gray more when I do my other paintings, but for urban sketching I just placed a Payne's gray there instead, so I have like a darker color. I have New Gamboge. I started with this one when I was gifted Daniel Smith a few years ago, and I do not know about watercolors and pigments that much, but yeah, I was so lucky to start with Daniel Smith, and that's what I'm used to painting with. So I have that. There's a quinacridone magenta here for some future florals, and I could mix that with a French ultramarine or cerulean blues to have violets and purples. And then actually those are the basic colors that I'm really needing. But in urban sketching, there involves a lot of earth tones, earth colors. And that's why I have lots of browns and then 2 greens over here. This one, since I just have an extra, I just added it right here, and this is a phthalo blue. So once again, we have burgundy, yellow ochre. I have a raw sienna, a burnt umber, and a raw umber over here. But really, I'm not really needing the burgundy. But on the swatches that I created, I actually did not include the earth tones. I just wanted to see how this part, the primary colors that I have together with the buff titanium and the Payne's gray, and how they would be, how they look like if they mix with each other. So that's what's in the chart right here. And I'm pretty happy with the selection that I have. It was really nice. So I tried to choose a warm and a cool for the primaries, and it turned really good. It turned out really well. And the additional phthalo blue could give me a lot more beautiful mixes in the future. So yeah, that's about it with this palette that I have used to paint in this one. And then I just clip that right here. Oh, not really. It was like this yesterday. And since I was in the library, I didn't really want to bring my brushes and a lot of water. So I just used a water brush. And I think this was the water brush that comes with my Superior watercolor. It's the one that looks like a fan that fans out. And I have been using this quite a lot, even on acrylic paintings that I have created before. So this really comes in handy, especially on those places wherein they're quite strict, and of course you couldn't really bring lots of water because you know how water does if there's an accident and the spill all over some books or other stuff in there, like papers and then music stuff. There's a lot in that library. So yeah, I just used this one, and I actually did manage. I do not know how. I didn't really have extra paper to wipe it with. I don't know how I managed that. Maybe because I really did not paint wet on wet. I made it a little bit of like a color book-ish style wherein I just have a little bit of water, grab a little bit color, and then put some color in it. You will see these two yellows over there, and then I used quite a lot of the paint spray and on the shadows and on some pans, and over here on this post also. Yeah, and yep, that's basically it. I did not really put lots of color. I should have colored some of the books, but I don't know why. Why I didn't when I was there, but I could still edit that. It's okay. But yeah, this is exactly how it was before I left there. Because you know, urban sketching is when you sketch on location, sketch what you see on location, not from a reference photo, not from doing it a little bit there and then doing it a little bit at home. Not like that, but yeah, but some sketch on location but color it elsewhere, color it at home. I saw a lot of YouTubers do that, and I don't think that's so bad at all. For me, I just wanted to do everything on location. So yeah, that's about it. There's not a lot of sketch on this sketchbook, but I love to bring it because it's so small, and I usually paint and sketch small anyway. This is something that I have done on 14th of August on the bus station while I was waiting. We have a grandma over there. She was texting, waiting in there, and then we have another girl here with her bag, and yeah, I just and those are the doors, and the buses were outside. What else? Okay, this is the first ever urban sketch that I ever did, and this is in Lisbon, Portugal. And the colors that I have used here are Daniel Smith, and then there was some splatter. I do not do splatters on painting anymore. I don't know, but this actually turned out quite nice. The colors are so vibrant, the mixtures are really good, and the sketches that I did is a little bit more loose on this one compared to what I'm gonna show you in a few. Some sketches I wasn't able to finish because I brought this one with me in Riga, Latvia, and then on the road trip to Estonia. This is on the castle, unfinished because I'm so slow. And then this is we went on a boat ride, and yeah, oh, I could have done more. And this was while I was waiting for my friends. I have to finish. Okay, this is on our flight. So that's July 7, 2023 at 1300. Inside the airplane is when I sketched this one. But I used the palette like this that I created by myself. And then I decided to do this one instead. So yeah, that's about it for that sketchbook. And then next time you will see that very soon. And then let's talk about this main event, because this is the one that I have sketched with the other urban sketchers here in Gothenburg, my city. So after we sketch around about 12 o'clock in the midday, we sat down on a table and then talk about our sketches. And then it was my first time, right? So I didn't really know how it is or what's the program when you join a group. And then yeah, there was a sharing that went on, and we did it like counterclockwise, and then everybody's sharing what they have sketched. Some sketched 2, some sketched 3, some sketched their fellow sketchers, which is pretty interesting. And there's a lot who have been joining the urban sketching several times, and then there's some first timers as well, like me. So this was all pencil before. I do not know if I have a photo because I was like quite busy talking to them also and sketching, and I'm really genuinely interested on their styles. Maybe I can show you some of their sketches. Yeah, I will try to send a message and then ask if it's okay for them to that I share their sketches on my YouTube channel. I started with this one. I started to sketch this one with pencil, and then I went on to this side. I finished that side first, and then I went on this side because we're on the 4th floor, and I was right here. Over here. I hope you can picture it, right? And we have not really a bird's eye view, but you know, it's like almost eye level, and then you can really see the roof quite clearly. That's why I was able to sketch them right there. And the colors that I have used for this one, or the entire palette that I have used to color it, is the Roman Szmal Urban Sketch Kit, and I really wanted to try this outside. I have painted with it several times. There will be a dedicated video of this one because I already have my swatch sheet of this, which I showed you a sneak peek on several of my videos. But yeah, I will do a swatch video of this one also. Right, so that's a sample swatch that I have for this, just so I know how the colors look like. And we have the very beautiful Aquarius green shining through in there. And so there's an easy access here, so you can open it, and it's quite messy because I didn't use a separate mixing plate, which I usually do when I'm at home. I only use the porcelain ones. But yeah, I used this one when I was outside, took advantage of the availability of it. These are the colors, and most of the greens, as you see, is a mixture of the sap green and then for lighter values, and then Aquarius green for the darker values, because the sun is coming from the left side and it's really piercing on my eyes. It was a little bit difficult to sketch because the sun is really shining on my face. But it was quite cold up there. So all of the shadows goes to this way. And I tried to show that on this art. And as we sketch, the sun keeps on moving. It goes like poof. And then by the time I went home, was right there, setting over here. Yeah, so... and then what I did is that since I cannot go up there anymore because we're only allowed to be on that floor until 12:30, and I just went around the library and then tried to see how they look like, so I was still able to sketch them because I wanted to keep the spirit of urban sketching, wherein you sketch what you see and not through a photo. So just go around, and there was one point that I was here on the 2nd floor, and there was a cafe, so I was able to see this one because it was right in front of me. And then I went to 3rd floor, and I was in the corner. I can put a photo here, and I have a clear view of this part, and so I was able to paint that. But initially, of course, I don't have a clear view of this one, right? So I didn't really put lots of detail on the Poseidon over here, which is quite a symbol of the city, because if you see postcards, if you Google Gothenburg, Sweden, you're going to see this Poseidon and then the museum at the back. This is Konserthuset, means concert house. And back to the colors, as you see, we have a prominent, that the shadow gray is out on so many places, like the roof. This is really a gray roof. That's a pretty interesting roof, actually, which we do not normally see. So I was really happy and lucky that I get the chance to go there and see that. And that one too, very interesting, but I see it all gray because of the sun being on the left side. So there you have it, everybody. Let me show you a close-up of this urban sketch that I have created together with the urban sketchers here in Gothenburg City in Sweden. So that's the first one. We see this truck. It was quite fast though. And then there I put some signs also on the street. A woman with a baby pram. We call it barnvagn here. And in the bus, we have a blue bus in the city. We have a guy with a backpack over there, and the Poseidon fountain, very popular for the city. So that's the first one I created yesterday, and I used the Roman Szmal, and this is the Aquarius Urban Sketch Kit, and I will have a dedicated video for this one, don't you worry. And the paper that I have used for this one is actually a watercolor paper, and it is the St. 𝘾𝙠𝙪𝙩 Saunders Waterford, and this is 100% cotton, 300 grams, white natural, and then this is the one that has it's a hot pressed, so not so grainy. Well, there's a little bit, but it's more of a smoother surface which is easier to work with when you do urban sketching. When you sketch, you don't really need, or it's easier when there is no bumps on the paper, and the pencil can just sketch nicely. I initially sketched this one with my Graphgear 500. It's a 0.3 Pentel. This is one of my favorites. I like this one way better than the 1000. And then, of course, I sketched it. On top of it is the Micron 01. And then use the water brush afterwards. This is the second sketch that I have created, we talk about today. And the paper is Hahnemühle. And this is the smallest size that they have. I believe this is an A6. And a very nice paper, really nice. It's very reliable. And then I have used my Likha Konst. Likha means create in Filipino, and Konst means art in Swedish. Sorry about that because I have some 𝘾𝙚𝙠𝙬𝙪. And that is the on-the-go palette artist essential set. You can find it on Instagram at Wester's Art. And that's the one that I have. Once again, this blue color is called the Voyager Blue. It has a separate mixing plate that you can remove. Everything is 3D printed, and it is 3D printed with sustainable materials. So the sustainable and recycled plastics is the one that is used for this one, that makes it a lot more different and gives it an edge because we care about the environment. So that, and then the colors that are used here are all Daniel Smith watercolors. This set have 3 different styles, and then you can also have a clip, so you can clip onto the paper when you urban sketch or do plainer, just like what I did. So there, and those are the materials. I hope I did not forget anything. And yeah, and I hope to see you again soon. This had been so much fun. If you wanted to see more videos like this, let me know. Maybe I can just go out, do some urban sketching, do a much more real vlog, and share with you more of my city. Sweden is very beautiful. So thank you so much once again for joining me on this video. And yeah, keep on creating, keep on painting every day. See ya.